So plump and so fresh. I can't take credit for that line. I stole it from a 17th century poet, but when oyster season comes around every year in the Lowcountry, we all get a little romantic. Joining us is Trey McMillan, founder and president of the Lowcountry Oyster Company, with more on how the oyster farming business is growing in South Carolina, along with ecotourism. So it's great to have you, Trey.
Thank you for having me.
People are coming here to South Carolina to tour your facility.
They are. It's a growing trend, I guess you could say. People like to know where their food comes from, and it's something to get outside, outdoors. You know, the pandemic kind of sparked the whole thing, and it's something that seems to be on the climb. So. And
you're a fisherman at your core, but you fell in love with oysters. At what point in your life, and why?
So it was quite the transition. I was a professional fisherman before I started the company back in 2017, and I saw it up on the Chesapeake Bay. I took a lot of interest on it, and pretty much just jumped in feet first. And
so the differences, similarities between fishing and oyster harvesting, what is the difference?
The oysters definitely don't swim as fast as a fish.
That's a good one. It's also very funny. No, but there's some similarites too, though, right?
There is.
And what would those be?
You're still in the elements. You know, it's a job that requires you outdoors, a lot of boat time. So you're on the water every day. Just as fishing is the same. A little different species. You know, I mean, all in all, it's really there's a lot that goes hand in hand.
Sure. And when you're talking about different places where oysters grow and thrive, you get a very different product from place to place. So you had mentioned Chesapeake, and those waters are a lot colder. So what's the difference between an oyster that you would find there versus the ones that you grow at Lowcountry Oyster Company?
They're all the same oyster. They're all eastern oysters. It's a lot like wine. So you can go have a glass of wine, say in Napa Valley, and go 10 miles down the road, have the same grape, but grown 10 miles away, and it tastes totally different. Oysters take on the flavors and where they're grown, so it's the same. You can go 10 miles down the road and it tastes a little different. To somebody who doesn't eat oysters a whole bunch, you might not taste the difference until you go to, say, the Chesapeake from South Carolina, but it's pretty unique.
Yeah.
They're unique to their area. So.
And these in particular, what are these called?
These are our Lowcountry cups.
Okay.
And they're grown down in the Ace Basin here. And
they're a cup because they have this cup shape here. I have to try one, of course. And then you're also going to shuck a couple for us while we're doing this interview, but I have to taste it.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's delicious.
It's good? Awesome.
Extremely briny.
Yeah.
Which I really love because it doesn't seem like you're eating an oyster if the liquor inside doesn't have a saltiness to it.
That's right.
It's like drinking the ocean. It's
beautiful. That's the good Lowcountry flavor that everybody knows and loves.
It's beautiful. And what gives it the brine is just the various environmental surroundings and where it's grown.
Absolutely. We're down the Ace Basin, and there's no development. It's 350,000 acres of protected wetlands, so it's good, clean, pristine water.
And what you do is you kind of flip the whole concept of growing oysters on its ear, because a lot of people think, well, you can only cultivate oysters in months that end with R,
that's
right? And that's actually not true.
It's not true.
So tell us why.
So that was, it is a rule of thumb for wild harvest, and that rule does apply to wild harvest still. The way that we do it all, it's very highly regulated. There's a lot of laws and bylaws and everything else that come along with it, but basically we can control the temperature of the animal from the time we harvest it within 2 hours to get it down to temperature, so they're completely safe.
And so you just harvest year-round?
We harvest year-round.
12 months a year.
There's only a handful of people in the state that can do it.
Goodness. Okay, so this is the place where you want to get your oysters, definitely. You also have your own hot sauce with your picture on it, by the way. It occurred to me kind of late in the game that was actually you on the sticker. Okay, so what am I putting on this oyster?
It is delicious hot sauce. It's a cayenne-based hot sauce. It's not too hot. It does it some justice.
Perfect kick.
Very good.
A great compliment. And for people who want to come and visit your location, who want to learn more about oysters, how they're grown, how they're cultivated, where do they go?
So you can book a farm tour through our website, which is lowcouoysters.com. We have a couple different packages you can choose from. Obviously, we do private groups, we do big groups, small groups. You can come by yourself, with your wife, your significant other, whoever. We welcome everybody. So.
And please, if you could just shuck one for us so
Absolutely.
that we can see how it's done. And there is an art to it. You're not using a towel, which is a little risky. Most people probably should,
but it kind of messes me up. But so this is the hinge. So you stick your knife in. You kind of make it into like a lollipop, and then you basically just kind of wiggle back and forth, and you
twist it.
Twist it. It uses leverage rather than actually stabbing at it. And then once you have that, you just kind of run your knife along the top. There it is.
Just retain all that juice
there you
inside.
Go.
Gorgeous, nice and meaty, super briny.
That's
so
it.
Fantastic. Ever found a pearl inside one of these?
We have not ours.
Why is that?
So pearls come from sand, and we don't have a whole bunch of sand here. We have pluff mud.
That's
also
right.
known as the glue that holds the world together. So.
That is true. It's a glue that holds the world together, and it makes for a very flavorful oyster. I want to thank you so much, Trey, for joining us.
Thank you.
This has been so much fun. We're back after this.